girls. Happy Saturday. 5 days until Christmas, you guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? I went and did a little bit of shopping last night, and my goal was to come home and wrap everything, and I had time to do so, but I forgot to buy wrapping paper. So, well, I think I am ready, and I will never know until I wrap my gifts. Are you that way? Like, until my gifts are wrapped, I really don't know. Like, did I buy what I intended to buy? Did I buy too much? Can I put some of these away for a birthday? Like, did I buy too much? Did I not buy enough? Did I get the things that were hoped and dreamed for? I don't know. I do not know. Truly, do not know. Anywho, happy December 20th. All right. Great examples of faith. Hebrews 11, 1 through 40. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. Through their faith, the people in the days of old earned a good reputation. By faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. It was by faith that Abel brought a more acceptable offering to God than Cain did. Abel's offering gave evidence that he was a righteous man, and God showed approval of his gifts. Although Abel is long dead, he still speaks to us by his example of faith. It was by faith that Enoch was taken up to heaven without dying. He disappeared because God took him. For before he was taken up, he was known as a person who pleased God, and it is impossible to please God without faith. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him. It was by faith that Noah built a large boat to save his family from the flood. He obeyed God, who warned him about the things that had never happened before. By his faith, Noah condemned the rest of the world, and he received the righteousness that comes by faith. It was by faith that Abraham obeyed when God called him to leave home and go to another land that God would give him as his inheritance. He went without knowing where he was going, and even when he reached the land God promised, he lived there by faith, for he was like a foreigner, living in tents, and so did Isaac and Jacob, who inherited the same promise. Abraham was confidently looking forward to a city with eternal foundations, a city designed and built by God. It was by faith that even Sarah was able to have a child, though she was barren and was too old. She believed and that God would keep his promise. And so a whole nation came from this one man who was as good as dead. A nation with so many people that, like the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore, there is no way to count them. All these people died still believing what God had promised them. They did not receive what was promised, but they saw it all from a distance and welcomed it. They agreed that they were foreigners and nomads here on earth. Obviously, people who say such things are looking forward to a country they can call their own. If they had longed for the country they came from, they could have gone back, but they were looking for a better place, a heavenly homeland. That is why God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. It was by faith that Abraham offered Isaac as a sacrifice when God was testing him. Abraham, who received God's promises, was ready to sacrifice his only son, Isaac, even though God had told him, Isaac is the son through whom your descendants will be counted. Abraham reasoned that if Isaac died, God was able to bring him back to life again. And in a sense, Abraham did receive his son back from the dead. It was by faith that Isaac promised blessings for the future to his son Jacob and Esau. It was by faith that Jacob, when he was old and dying, blessed each of Joseph's sons and bowed in worship as he leaned on his staff. It was by faith that Joseph, when he was about to die, said confidently that the people of Israel would leave Egypt. He even commanded them to take his bones with them when they left. It was by faith that Moses' parents hid him for 3 months when he was born. They saw that God had given them an unusual child, and they were not afraid to disobey the king's command. It was by faith that Moses, when he grew up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to share the oppression of God's people instead of enjoying the fleeting pleasures of sin. He thought it was better to suffer for the sake of Christ than to own the treasures of Egypt. He was looking ahead for his great reward. It was by faith that Moses left the land of Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He kept right on going because he kept his eyes on the one who is invisible. It was by faith that Moses commanded the people of Israel to keep the Passover and sprinkle blood on the doorpost so that the angel of death would not kill their firstborn sons. And it was by faith that the people of Israel went right through the Red Sea as they thought they were on dry ground, as though they were on dry ground. But when the Egyptians tried to follow, they were all drowned. It was by faith that the people of Israel marched around Jericho for 7 days and the walls came crashing down. It was by faith that Rahab the prostitute was not destroyed with the people of her city who refused to obey God, for she had given a friendly welcome to the spies. How much more do I need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of faith, the faith of Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and all the prophets. By faith, these people overthrew kingdoms, ruled with justice, and received what God had promised them. They shut the mouths of lions, quenched the flames of fire, and escaped the death by the edge of the sword. Their weakness was turned to strength. They became strong in battle and put whole armies to fight. Women received their loved ones back again from death. But others were tortured, refusing to turn from God in order to be set free. They placed their hope in a better life after the resurrection. Some were jeered at, and their backs were cut open with whips. Others were chained in prison. Some died by stoning, and some were sawed in half, and others were killed with the sword. Some went about wearing skins of sheep and goats, destitute and oppressed and mistreated. They were too good for this world, wandering over the deserts and mountains, hiding in caves and holes in grounds. All these people earned a good reputation because of their faith, yet none of them received all that God had promised. For God had something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us. God's discipline proves his love. Hebrews 12, 1 through 13. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne. Think of all the hostility he endured from sinful people. Then you won't become weary and give up. After all, you have not yet given your lives in your struggle against sin. Have you forgotten the encouraging words God spoke to you as his children, he said? My child, he said, my child, don't make light of the Lord's discipline, and don't give up when he corrects you. For the Lord disciplines those he loves, and he punishes each one he accepts as his child. As you endure this divine discipline, remember that God is treating you as his own children. Who ever heard of a child who is never disciplined by its father? If God doesn't discipline you as he does all of his children, it means that you are illegitimate and that you are not really his children at all. Since we respected our earthly father who disciplined us, shouldn't we submit even more to the discipline of the Father of our spirits and live forever? For our earthly fathers disciplined us for a few years, doing the best they knew how. But God's discipline is always good for us, so that we might share in his holiness. No discipline is enjoyable while it is happening. It's painful, but afterwards there will be a peaceful harvest of right living for those who are trained in this way. So take a new grip with your tired hands and strengthen your weak knees. Mark out a straight path for your feet so that those who are weak and lame will not fall but become strong. A call to listen to God, Hebrews 12, 14 through 29. Work at living in peace with everyone, and work at living a holy life. For those who are not holy will not see the Lord. Look after each other so that none of you fails to receive the grace of God. Watch out so that no poisonous root of bitterness grows up to trouble you, corrupting many. Make sure that no one is immoral or godless, like Esau, who traded his birthright as the firstborn son for a single meal. You know that afterward, when he wanted his father's blessing, he was rejected. It was too late for repentance, even though he begged with bitter tears. You have not come to a physical mountain, to a place of flaming fire, darkness, gloom, and whirlwind, as the Israelites did at Mount Sinai, for they heard an awesome trumpet blast, and a voice so terrible that they begged God to stop speaking. They staggered back under God's command. If even an animal touches the mountain, it must be stoned to death. Moses himself was so frightened at the sight, and he said, I am terrified and trembling. No, you have come to Mount Zion, to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to countless thousands of angels in a joyful gathering. You have come to the assembly of God's firstborn children, whose names are written in heaven. You have come to God himself, who is the judge over all things. You have come to the spirits of the righteous ones in heaven, who have now been made perfect. You have come to Jesus, the one who mediates the new covenant between God and people, and to the sprinkled blood, which speaks of forgiveness instead of crying out for vengeance like the blood of Abel. Be careful that you do not refuse to listen to the one who is speaking. For if the people of Israel did not escape when they refused to listen to Moses, the earthly messenger, we will certainly not escape if we reject the one who speaks to us from heaven. When God spoke from Mount Sinai, his voice shook the earth, but now he makes another promise. Once again, I will shake not only the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all creation will be shaken and removed so that only unshakable things will remain. Since we are receiving a kingdom that is unshakable, let us be thankful and please God by worshiping him with holy fear and awe, for our God is a devouring fire. Okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I don't have Cindy on. I don't have the link to today's devotional. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Cindy is traveling this weekend. So she is out having fun. She's out having holiday fun. Bear with me for just a moment while I see if I can find it. If anyone finds it before me, put the link in the chat. I love this devotional. I have a struggle to find the Advent on his website. It's difficult to find. I think it's under thoughts. Oh, right here. No, that's December 26th, 5th. Okay, hold on. What's today? So today's the 20th. Okay, I found it. Child. Today's word is child. And there's a picture of a cutie patootie on there. All right. Today's reading is Isaiah 11, 1 through 3 and 6. From the reading, the wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. We had our family Christmas on Saturday evening. As I mentioned in a previous devotion, our kids and their families will all be out of town on the actual day of Christmas, so we gathered a week early to share dinner together and open presents. 3/5 of our grandkids were here. The other 2 were still in Wisconsin, but joined us by FaceTime for a bit of the festivities. Is there any better day on which to be a kid than Christmas? Although I suppose birthdays offer real competition. Tearing into the wrapping paper to discover what treasure lies hidden within is just too amazing. I thought about the prophecy from Isaiah. A little child shall lead them. We take it, of course, to refer to the coming of Jesus at Christmas. But it made me think about how little children lead us all the time, even at Christmas. 3-year-old Alex was into handing out gifts. It didn't really matter if the gift was meant for him. He just wanted to deliver it to someone and then help them open it. Kids teach us how to give and receive. Most toddlers love to play a game in which they hand something to you and then wait for you to give it back to them. You're supposed to give it back. Even a little knows that. So you give it back, which allows them then to give it to the once again to you. And so it continues. Giving, receiving, and giving again. God gives, we receive. It's so simple, really. No need to complicate it. No need to overthink it. He gives, then invites us to trust him and to place into his hands what we gave and to share it with others. When I think about the little children leading, I think of simple, straightforward faith that they demonstrate. I envy that direct and authentic faith and often wish it lived more honestly and fully in me. Kids have so much to teach us on that score. I want to share an example with you. My 5-year-old granddaughter's mom quietly recorded her at a prayer the other night and then sent it to me. Click the link below to listen in. So we'll put the link. It's okay, Cindy. We'll put the link in your. I'll put the link when I'm done in here, so you can click on it and listen to. I might actually be able to do it right now. To copy and share it too. No, I can't. I can't do it while I'm live. It won't let me. I will. Oh no, maybe I got it. Maybe I got it. Hold on. I'm gonna post it here for all of you to go give it a listen when we're done. Man, I love technology. Send something from my phone. I just sent it to somebody named Mel. I don't know who that is. Instead of sending it to me, I just sent it to Mel. So Mel, whoever you are, enjoy that prayer from a 5-year-old granddaughter. I'll get it posted. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Cindy. I have no idea who Mel is. They're going to click on that and be like, whose kid is this? I'm not sure there's a sweeter prayer to come to the ear of the Father. And I think such simple, accepting, unself-conscious faith has something to teach us all. You're the bestest God ever. What more needs to be said at Christmas? Look what he did in a stable. Look what he's done for his wayward children. Look what he creates in our heart if we only drop our guard and let him in. Unwrap your gifts this Christmas. It's been delivered to you. It's not under a tree. It's in a manger, waiting to be picked up and held close so you can feel his heart beating in time with yours. Mel is probably a 68-year-old car salesman in like Bangor, Maine, who just got this link from some rando number, clicked on it and went, who is this kid praying? Apparently I need to change my name in my phone from me to something else. Right, maybe Mel needed that today. Wherever you are, Mel, I hope you enjoy. I have my contact in there is me. So I click on it and it sends myself stuff so I can open it on my computer. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it an adult? Is it a kid? I have literally no idea. Oh my gosh. All right, let me scroll back. Oh no, Karen. Well, I hope you're going in to get checked, given your recent surgery, having the redness and feeling like that. Karen, I hope you're going to go get checked. I hope you're going to get checked. Well, maybe I sent it to his daughter-in-law. I don't think her number's in my phone, but it's probably a Melissa that I know. I don't remember any Melissas that I've ever known as Mel. I don't know what that is. It's a main number. So, somebody. Oh my gosh. Please pray for our grandson flying alone for the first time. For sure. That's a big deal. Flying alone. Marin has talked about doing that. I mean, she's 18, but I don't know how she would handle it. Because she's too old to have like an escort. I'm not sure that she'd find her way through the airport. She'd end up in like Dubai or something. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and pray. God our Father, we thank you for our time together and the technology that allows us to connect across the world together with our hearts before you, God. And we just praise you and thank you for the message this morning. I thank you for this devotional from Joe and thinking of the young girl praying. And I think of that with my girl and her gift of prayer. And I just thank you and praise you for the children in our lives. God, I pray for Karen today for these symptoms she's experiencing, that you would find her quick answers and relief, and that she does not have the flu, and just ask for quick healing for our sweet Karen. We also pray for Pam's grandson as he prepares to fly alone. Just ask for calm and most of all, safety for him as he travels by himself. Just surround him with your peace today and his family with your peace. God, as we go forward through this day, pray that we will honor you with everything that we say and do. In your precious name, amen. All right. Oh, good. I'm glad he's got someone to help. Yeah, Marin's anxiety would get the best of her, for sure. Maybe. I might not give her enough credit. Maybe she could do great. I don't know. I don't let her do anything in order to find out. I'm that parent. I'm the no parent. Anyway, I love you guys. I have some filming to do this morning and need to go and do so while I have a snoring pup, because the snoring does not last super long these days. And yeah, I hope you all get your final Christmas details taken care of today. This chaotic, to be sure, today is going to be a nutty shopping day for sure. And I need to go get wrapping paper. I have to go get my flu shot today, so I'm going to go do that. And it's the place that I get my flu shot is right next to a 7 Brew. So I'm also going to be treating myself to a delicious 7 Brew drink and an afternoon at Marshall's. That sounds good to me. That sounds delightful. To buy last minute things that I don't need so that I can wrap presents and go, oh my gosh, why did I buy so much? Like I do every year. All right, friends, I love you so much. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you all